Peace, everyone. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure you go to oneafricaproperties.com. Again, please go to oneafricaproperties.com, your central source for real estate on the continent of Africa. Also, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Again, please like, share, and subscribe to the content. We are approaching 100K subscribers. And when we get to 100K, I will have a special gift for a lucky person out there, a lucky subscriber. So again, make sure you go to oneafricaproperties.com, like, share, and subscribe. Also, make sure you go to dynastymirror.com as well. Tour. We are still rolling to Nigeria, leaving August 9th. Tour ends on the 16th. So if you're interested in joining us in Nigeria, hit me up. Go to dynastymirror.com, send me a message. Also, tour to Sierra Leone in November, early December. Haven't received the exact dates yet, but once those are announced, I will let everybody know. It's going to be for the citizenship ceremony, for citizenship, from my understanding. Again, from my understanding. So if you're interested in acquiring your citizenship in Sierra Leone, one of the requirements is taking a DNA test through African ancestry. So I will go ahead and do that now. So you'll already have it by the time before the ceremony takes place. So you have to have that. Let me get this out the way. What else do we have going on? What else do we have here? That's it. Guys, had my first closing yesterday. A couple who was relocating to the Gambia helped sell their house here in Atlanta. So we had a closing yesterday. So that was a blessing. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into the topic. If you guys have been hiding under a rock, if you don't know, Sha'Carri Richardson, the fastest woman in America, tested positive for weed. And, you know, I've been reading some of the commentary and comments on Facebook, you know, people saying that it's race and weed is legal in some states. And look, it is illegal. Okay, if you are running for the United States Track and Field, USATF, it is illegal to smoke weed. You can't smoke. So therefore, if you smoke, you know, if you're running at that level, if you're if you're competing in the Olympics or trying to compete at an Olympic level, if you're qualifying for the Olympics, if you're running on an international level, it is illegal to smoke weed. It's illegal. So we have to stop with the excuses. It was just a poor decision. And we've all have made poor decisions. We all have had poor judgment in life. We all have had vices. I mean, we all have vices or have vices. So we're not judging the sister, but she made a mistake. She made a decision. And athletes know, and this is not even just athletics. A lot of jobs test for weed. So when I did not vote with your feet. So a lot of, even with jobs, a lot of jobs, they will test you for marijuana. You have to take a drug test. You know, Great African, sports is very funny, Great African, because I mean, Olympics is not until another 4 years. She's young, but you know, you have to understand, track and field is very funny. You know, just because you're an Olympic level sprinter this time around does not necessarily guarantee 4 years down the road you will be just as fast or successful. So the whole she's young, she will cover. Not so. Not so. No, weed is not an enhancement. Again, okay, that's another argument that people will say. Weed is not an enhancement. It's not, but it's illegal. And athletes who are performing at this level know that. And they know that if they get caught, there are repercussions and you can be suspended. and not able to compete. They know that. So, all these other excuses, it's just a lot of people who are commenting, I don't think they've ever competed in sports, like Pee Wee football. I mean, that doesn't necessarily count, but, it's just, you're going off of emotion. We're dealing with world-class athletes. And when you're a world-class athlete, there's certain rules you have to abide by. And she didn't do that. And, let's just keep it real. They know before they hit that joint, before they shoot up that steroids or whatever, they know that there's a possibility that they could be randomly drug tested. So when I played ball and when I ran track and played football at University of Georgia, we were drug tested at random. So literally, at the end of football practice, our head trainer, athletic trainer, will come out to the field and say, you and you got a drug test. Meet us on the second floor to come pee in the cup. So we knew we were held to a certain standard. We knew that. We knew that we cannot take drugs because if we tested positive, we could be suspended, even kicked off the team. That goes, once you get to a certain level, that's how it rolls. And then I can tell when I hear these excuses that people are giving in the chat room, that's not how it operates once you get to a collegiate level. You can't smoke weed, you can't take dope, you can't shoot up, you can't do any of that. And people who do that, they know it's illegal, and they know if they get caught, they could be suspended or kick off the team. That's how it works. That's how it works. So that's my point. And you're right. Same thing with a lot of jobs. From my understanding, if you get your CDL and you test positive for weed, you can lose your CDL. So let's just stop with this. Weed is from the earth. It's all natural. It's from the earth. No, it doesn't. It's just in real life, you can't smoke it. I don't care how natural it is. So I've shared this story before. So when I did sales, when I worked for Cintas in Los Angeles, California, we would sell the lab coats to the weed dispensaries, right? We would sell the lab coats to the weed dispensaries. All of these dispensaries in LA were non-Black owned. They were owned by like Armenians or Eastern Europeans or Hispanics. Black people didn't own not one dispensary. I will pull up to these dispensaries, right? But I will always, it's weird. We didn't own them, but we were the biggest consumers. And when I say consumers, I promise you, it could be 1 o'clock on a Tuesday. I would pull up to one of these dispensaries to offer my products and services, and I would see nothing but us in the front of them, just high as hell. Like it's a whole nother level of high. Again, it was a whole nother level of high. Our people would just look smoked out, cracked out in front of these dispensaries. Then also too, I hear this, well, the white man put malt liquor in the Black community to aid in the destruction of the Black community. He put malt liquor, the worst type of liquor, in the Black community. What else do I hear? The black man, the black woman, we lactose intolerant. We can't drink milk. We lactose intolerant. You know, the black man, the black woman, we are lactose intolerant. We can't drink milk. What else do I hear? You know, the white man can't stay out in the sun, but the black man can. But for some reason, when it comes to weed, and if you disagree, you are more than welcome to come on and challenge and tell me how has weed benefited the black community. Show me the facts how weed has benefited the black community, but we are the biggest defenders of weed. I don't get it. I've never got it. I'm not judging anybody. You're free to smoke what you want. Again, we're not perfect. We all have our vices and our issues, but I don't know what it is with the black community and weed and the way we justify smoking weed. You know, now I'm gonna start my own cannabis farm. I'm gonna sell this type of oil, CBD oil. Like I don't get it. We will defend weed to the death. I just never understood. And I don't understand how it is a win. Everybody has a smart idea or concept when it comes to weed, but I just don't see us winning from it. So can weed to black people be equivalent to the sun to white people? Again, can weed to black people be equivalent to the sun to white people? I never understood the culture behind it. You know, freaking the black. You know, I mean, guys, I've smoked weed before. I'll be lying to say if I never hit a joint before. But again, I just never understood the purpose. And then the majority of people I know who smoke weed are vegans, are vegetarians. I know a lot of weed smokers who are vegetarians and vegans. So you don't drink the cow milk, but you smoke this Bammer weed. You smoke this mid-grade Bammer weed, but you don't drink cow milk. You don't. I mean, I'm not saying there's no reason. I'm not saying there's no use cases for CBD oil or whatever you want to call it. I rub CBD oil on my forehead and temples when I get migraines. Okay. Yo, if it works, it works. I'm just saying, like, there's one, but I never understood the culture, I guess. You know, that's the thing. I never understood the culture. Now, from understanding CBD oil can help here and there, but again, you don't drink the cow's milk because the black man is naturally lactose intolerant. That's what I've been told. But you smoke Bammer weed, you smoke mid weed, you smoke this lace Bammer weed. I never understood. I never got it. But anyways, guys, if you want to call in and add to the conversation, you know, do some research before you do the show. Roots Rock, call in. Call in. And again, explain to me how the black community has benefited from weed. Call in. Again, link is in the chat room. Again, call in. Link is in the chat room. Go ahead and click that link and call in, and you could add to the conversation. I just know the people who smoke weed, I don't see them winning like that. You know how many people have lost millions of dollars because of the weed addiction? Because they were kicked off the football team, suspended from football teams for smoking weed? You know how many people were kicked off of jobs or didn't get a job because their weed test came back positive? So again, links in the chat room. Click on the link, call in. My job tested for weed. I had a white collar job. I've only worked white collar jobs, and all of my white collar jobs definitely got to take a drug test. Every single one. My white collar jobs, if you got in a car accident, because my job will cover my car expenses, my gas, insurance, and gave me a stipend towards my car note. If you were involved in the accident, you had to go get tested for drugs to see if you were under the influence or if you had any weed or drugs in your system. So yeah, my white collar job is definitely tested for weed. In Vegas now, it's the majority whites in the dispensaries. I worked for the TSA, and they randomly test for drugs and alcohol. Yeah. Nappy Yankee, go ahead.
Yeah, I hope you can hear me. Let me take off this mask. I only have one question. Isn't the purpose of weed to alleviate pain, whether physical, mental, emotional, or otherwise? I mean, Ricky Williams made a case for that. Matter of fact, Ricky Williams, he lost a lot of money, as you probably know, and he still rushed for 10,000 yards. And he spoke about this one game where he ran over 200 yards, but he smoked weed before. So I'm guessing during a 200-yard game, he probably had a lot of bruises and stuff to reach that 200 yards. But they do it to alleviate pain. So I'm guessing if you're an athlete and she's, runs like she runs, it's something to help alleviate pain physically. And as far as why black people like it so much, maybe because we go through so much pain, it just alleviates our pain mentally and emotionally and otherwise.
Yeah, but it's still illegal. And with I would say this, with the technology that, I'm not saying everything works, but with the advancements in treatment that these athletes have access to, these world-class athletes have access to, if they get an injury. I mean, I guess if weed works for you, it works. But at the end of the day, it's illegal. So you're risking it.
It's gonna, in my opinion, I think they're gonna legalize it eventually in sports. I'm talking weed. I'm not talking. She didn't do any. So the reason why people are downplaying it is because it's not like it's an important performance-enhancing drug or anything.
But okay. But
but I understand what you're saying. But I'm just telling you why people are downplaying it, like weed, because people don't see that as a gateway drug, even though it can be. You understand?
Right.
So the thing is, I understand where you're coming from. It is illegal, and everything else. But I think that, to me, I think this is going to be something groundbreaking in that they're going to start considering legalizing it. And I wouldn't be shocked if the aforementioned Ricky Williams comes out and says this is why weed should be legalized in sports. And that's my guess on it.
So somebody brought up that she doesn't about her mother. Well, she smoked. I think she took the test before her mother died.
Okay.
Or yeah, so
Yeah, but that's it. I know that you probably have, and a kid like another example, and this isn't weed, but Brett Favre, right? He was addicted to painkillers, but this
Right.
guy played every game and he played recklessly. But I think the painkillers helped him play that way. So I think that you're going to see something where the owners are going to look at the money they can make. They're going to look at, they're going to start making compromises as far as weed is concerned. I'm not talking important enhancing drugs, weed. So that's my take on it, bro.
Yeah, yeah. But
And
again, at the end of the day, like it's illegal. It's been
yeah,
illegal since you stepped foot on in LSU. Like you can't
right.
smoke. So when you smoke it, you're taking a risk. And I think to
Mm,
smoke it during the Olympic trials or
yeah,
before, I mean, you can't justify that.
yeah. And plus, I'm not, let's face it. People are going to kind of look at her the way she looks, and they're going to make some assumptions. They're going to make some stereotypes, and when you put weed in there, I think this is why black people are kind of coming to her defense. So I don't think it's that much for weed. I think they're just saying, "Oh, this system." I mean, that's pretty where the race probably comes in, bro.
Mhm.
So yeah, but trust me, I think that's going to be legalized pretty soon, man. That's pretty much what I got to say.
Yeah, well, hopefully, everything works out for her. But for anything can happen. People are saying she's young. She has 4 more years. I mean, she's still young. The next Olympics is in 4 years.
I
But
mean,
man, when you're dealing with sports, man, anything can happen in 4 years.
and I don't want you to tell on yourself or anything, but you've never taken painkillers at all. I mean, you ran track and you played football.
I
You
mean,
know,
I've taken like Motrin or ibuprofen.
that's it. Okay, I
Yeah.
mean the heavy stuff is what Favre probably took, but I mean
Right.
if you got to another level, I mean that's something that would probably be pushed. So that's what I'm saying. Eventually, they're going to start making compromises for something like this, especially if you're as gifted as this chick was.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, it's just the rules are the rules, man.
I hear you, man. Yeah, thanks for having me out.
All right, no problem. All right, Kasha, go ahead.
How you doing, brother Dynas?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. I actually agree with you with this topic. I think the sister Sha'Carri, she was being deliberately defiant and willfully ignorant, and that happens often, too many times with black people. We think we can avoid the rules, and before this whole situation, she was talking about how her color don't matter. Now all of a sudden, it's all about racism.
Did she said that?
Yeah, she said that in an interview. Oh, regardless of my skin color, regardless of my nails, my hair, when I step on the track, you know what it is. You know,
Uh-huh.
so now everybody want to come to her defense because she did something stupid, and the fact that she smoked before her mom died. Like you knew this. You wanted to do what you wanted to do, and I feel like her behavior is a reflection of that. How she carries herself. She
Hmm.
looks right. I don't mean to sound like I'm degrading black women because that's not what I'm doing. But she doesn't carry herself like a black woman. She got all these tattoos and these long nails. It looked like hood rat gutter stuff.
Well, Kash, man, how man, I want to watch my. In fact, to keep this balance, I would prefer one of the sisters to call in. I think is only fair. Again, to keep this balance, I
I
want one
agree.
of the sisters to call in. But you have to understand, like, okay, I live in Atlanta, right? Like, our women, like now, that's the shift. They look like Sha'Carri now. That's the
Yep.
norm now, almost.
And it's sad. And I feel like they do it as an ego boost because they don't want to be abused. I saw some girl talking about this on Instagram the
Yeah,
other day.
Black Beauty just said in the chat room, she looks like the women in my neighborhood. Like in Atlanta, like that's like what they like the Atlanta from when I came here in 2000, as far as how women were to now, they look like Sha'Carri. They look like Sha'Carri.
Man, brother, come out here to Chicago. They look just like Sha'Carri too. Sometimes even worse. At least she has muscle definition and tone. She has a nice body. It's just the tattoos and the fake hair and the fake eyelashes. Those things look like wings. You know, I don't understand that. And then they'll say they want a real man. But I think she also, I don't know, she might be, you know, she might be LGBT.
I think. Well, I don't have the facts on that.
I don't either.
Atlanta is supposed to be the black Mecca. Come on now, it's Atlanta. I've been said that Atlanta's not the black Mecca. It's not. I've been said that.
That's a
But
fallacy. Yeah, that's all I wanted to add to it. I don't mean to sound like a misogynist. I know it's gonna be some women that are mad in the chat room, but you know, this is just how men see it. And it may not be all men. Pookie and Ray Ray, they like that.
Mhm.
Like they don't mind that because they broke. But you know, if you had to choose between women, I'm pretty sure it's not a lot of producers that's gonna choose Sha'Carri, you know, as a wife.
Mhm. Guys, let's see here. Links in the chat room. I like one of the sisters to call in. Again, I like one of the sisters to call in so we keep this.
Man, I thought Brandon was gonna be on this
Brandon might.
broadcast.
Okay, somebody said Sha'Carri is LGBT. She
Okay.
might be. I don't know, but
Yeah,
you know.
I saw her post something about LGBT, and I know anytime a black person posts something and they advocating it, they probably down with the get along gang.
Well, I don't think the Get Along Gang. I don't know if the Get Along Gang could get her out of this one.
Definitely not.
Yeah, nigga, this is a whole nother level.
Yeah, it's just oh my god, you blew you, and she might not be as fast as she is 4 years from now.
Well, that's the thing I'm trying to tell people. Like this, when you're an Olympic sprinter, when you're a sprinter, you know the shelf life. You know, especially the female women sprinters. You know, you're not man, sprinters in general. I'm sorry, sprinters in general. You know, you're not guaranteed another 4 years for the Olympics because you got the new Sha'Carris that are coming up.
Exactly,
So
young fresh runners.
yeah, so you got the new Sha'Carris that are coming up.
And
So
I was telling my wife this the other day. Like we don't need to, because I didn't like how she represented us. Honestly, you know, she made us black folks over here look like all of us are gutter hood rats. And I don't mean to say it like that, but that's just what it is. That's that behavior that carries. That's the energy that come with that character. So like I didn't like that. So I'm like, hey, it'll be another Sha'Carri. We don't need to sit here and dwell. What about Flojo? You know?
well,
And
no,
she used to wear long nails too.
listen, there's only one FloJo. No one's broken her record since. I guess she set that in '86, maybe, or '88.
Right. And I think she broke her legs or something like that. Like she had a real bad leg break or something early on in her life, and she overcame that and became like one of the fastest women on the planet, probably the fastest.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like people are saying she's young, but you gotta understand there's gonna be another crop of sprinters coming in the next 4 years, man. So
Exactly. And you can't tell me that Usain Bolt don't smoke weed. He lives in
no,
Jamaica,
I'm saying they probably do smoke weed, but
and he has the discipline to not be, you
to
know,
win to smoke it. Like you don't smoke it during the Olympic trials. Now after
exactly. He has the
smoke,
discipline to not do it.
right?
I ain't bashing. Somebody said I'm bashing her. I'm not bashing her, man. Like we can never offer constructive criticism. Now, it's not like I'm getting out of hand. Brandon Pan African Strikes Back. He like to get out of hand with his bashing of Black Americans. But this is valuable. What I'm saying, like we need to watch how we carry ourselves, especially when billions of people are watching.
Right. Absolutely. So yeah, brother, we appreciate you coming on. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's all I wanted to add, brother Dynas. I appreciate you letting me come on.
No problem. And guys, I would like for one of the ladies to call in. Links in the chat room. If you want to call in and add to the conversation, just click on that link in the chat room. Again, links in the chat room. If you'd like to call in and add to the conversation, just click on the link in the chat. I think he's saying what others are thinking. A lot of people feel that way. A lot of people feel that way. Yeah, Atlanta's definitely not the black Mecca. We need to just put that to bed. Like it's not. I mean, there are black people who are doing well in Atlanta, but the reality is it's not. All right, so we'll take a couple more callers. You want to call in? Links in the chat room. Click on that link, and you are more than welcome to call in and add to the discussion. See what else we have here. Okay, here we go. Oh, speaking of the devil, motherfucker Candyman. Kasha said Pan-Africanism strikes back 3 times, and he showed up, and he just froze up on us. OJ, what's up, brother?
What's happening, man? What's happening? What's going on?
Oh, everything's good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm trying to get this this double sound to stop.
Maybe the playback. Stop the playback if you were watching live.
Okay, let me try to do that really quick.
And then listen, Brandon. Kasha says your name 3 times, and you pop up like Candyman.
That's me. Straight on my African internet.
All right, go ahead, Brandon.
Oh man, like the Sha'Carri, let me say her name right because she was correcting the fucking announcer. It's Sha'Carri. All right, Sha'Carri. She's just the typical she's the typical epitome of like our culture. You know your ass about to run in the Olympics. You know you talented. You know you got a chance to win. You can run. Anybody can get a gangbanger can run real fast. But what is it about? What is the Olympics and sports about, Dinus? It's about discipline. You knew the rules just as well as everybody else. You don't see the females from France getting busted for marijuana. You don't see the females from Jamaica, the freaking mecca of marijuana, getting busted for marijuana. But you get busted for it. That's because there's one of 2 things. Black folks and black women as well, they feel like they could just do whatever the hell they want and then figure out a way to try to squeak by in the end. And now for what she's done, which I'm not going to say it's right that the Olympics ban marijuana use. I don't agree with that. But she knew the rules. So she had a chance to make history, right? And she threw it all away for what? A damn blunt. And it makes you think about all the black people all over America who just throw their damn life away because all they want to do is stay high 24 damn hours a day. I remember when we played football, bro. You had dudes who tried to smoke weed before the game. Oh, bro, I play better when I'm high. No, you don't. I'm looking at you getting burnt and roasted all over the damn field, and you talking about I play better when I'm high. Dude, you was stuck. You was supposed to freaking play cover too. You look like your feet was stuck in the mud on the jam, and then the dude burnt your butt, barbecue chicken all over the field for a touchdown. Why? Because you can't put this down. Me, I've never smoked weed. You know why? Because I don't like what weed represents for our community. A bunch of bums with black lips sitting around, drinking Hennessy, playing Madden all day, not doing nothing with their life. And now that girl been messed up her opportunity all over a damn plant. Like Sha'Carri, you couldn't control yourself for 6 months or so, just long enough to get to the Olympics and win. Like that shows she didn't have control over it. It had control over her. You see what I'm saying? And if you really look at it, the Olympics, people don't even understand about the Olympics. The way testing is done in the Olympics, it's really done so that you can use PEDs, marijuana, and still pass the test. They literally set up the testing so you can buy. Everybody in the Olympics on steroids. You notice barely anybody get caught because it's the one dumb dude who freaking doesn't do his cycle right, who gets busted, who gets popped. That's why they come down so hard on them, because they're like, you got to be a damn idiot to get popped for steroid use to the Olympics. They barely even check you, like Justin Gatlin in them. but she's just a moron. And I hate to say it, I don't like to judge a book by its cover, but she looks like a damn thought. I'm just gonna say that realistically. Like, how many milliseconds is she taking off of her 100-yard whatever sprint with that damn weed dangling in the wind? That literally cuts down. You're not very aerodynamic. Shave it bald, man. You really want to win? Put some freaking Vaseline on that shit or something. But she wasn't disciplined. And it's sad because it cost her so much, and it just gave a white man an inroad to do something to her and just like that. And it sucks, but blame nobody but her, man. And somebody during this damn thing. Okay, go ahead. I gotta.
I'll go ahead, OJ.
Yeah. So I think one thing that we cannot overlook is the fact that she's in the middle of grieving. A lot of the standards that we hold and a lot of the principles that we believe in, a lot of that goes out the window when anyone is in grieving and they're in the middle of that process. I'm not saying it to say that I agree with doing drugs. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any of that, and I don't believe in any of that, and I don't believe any of that is good for our people at all. But at the same time, I think you have to stop and really realize how much loss and how much pain that she's going through right now, to understand maybe some of the motivation behind what she got caught in. And my whole thing is like, I don't believe that it's improper for us to set a standard. I don't believe that it's improper for us to say, you know what, everybody else can do that, but where you're headed and your destiny and your goals and your dreams, you can't do that. You cannot be a part of what everybody else is a part of. I do not think that that's a bad thing. And I think we need a whole lot more of that, of us just setting standards and saying, you know what, as for me and mine, or as for the people in my circle, we're going to carry ourselves to a higher standard. But at the same time, I would be foolish if I was to make any kind of judgment call on her without really just stopping and saying, man, her mom is gone. Like, she's gone. You have to stop and at least be like, man, I may not agree with it, but I kind of understand it.
Right. Let's go smoke crack. My dog died. Let's go hit the crack pipe, because I feel grieved over that. That's not no excuse, never, nowhere. You can't go pick up a gun and blow nobody's brains out because your mom died. We love, not you, but what we love to do is make excuses. But ain't no excuse in the world gonna get that girl in that 100 meter or whatever it's called. It's not gonna get her no gold medal at Tokyo. That's the whole point. Black folks have a hard time realizing you can do whatever you want to do, but don't sit up and say, oh, she's not perfect. She didn't have to be perfect. She just had to be disciplined. And she didn't want to do that. Oh, my mom died. Look, man, your mom died. Your mom would have loved to look down on you winning that gold medal, too. Your mom would have told you, Sha'Carri, don't go smoke that weak reefer. It wasn't about her mom. She smoked all the time. That's what she does. It's a part of her life. Let's stop buying into that bullcrap. You don't just pick up a blunt and smoke it when somebody died. That's something you've been doing.
Honey, go ahead, honey.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. Many blessings. Bless up. God bless each of you beautiful Black souls. Brandon, to bring up, examples, or to speak on, okay, your dog died and let's go smoke some crack. That's straight comedy. But anyway, in regards to Sha'Carri, she's 19 years of age.
She's 21. She's 21.
Okay, she's 21. I stand corrected. She's 21. She's a young lady. So, young people will make those mistakes. And sometimes it can be costly. But nonetheless, it is a lesson learned. And it's only right that we continue to support her, lift her, now without her mother, And y'all saw with your own eyes, like I saw, when she did break the record in her tryouts, she ran to her grandmother and held on to her grandmother, which is her mother and an extension of her mother. So she ran to the next strong Black woman in her life for support, for comfort. So at the end of the day, all we can do is offer that, and we're all individuals. We've all been 21. We've all made mistakes. And again, hers is costly, but she's still young enough to make a comeback. And she's what she would be.
Honey, that's the problem. you got a new group, a new batch of female sprinters are to be coming out here shortly. That's the problem.
She's not gonna have the.
That's the problem. Like this whole, she can make a comeback. She can, but the new group's coming.
Donis, we always got that attitude like we can do it the next time. It's not, tomorrow is not promised. I don't care if she's 21. I don't care how young she is. That damn girl threw her damn future away over some stupidity. Like, she did not have to smoke weed. She knows the rules. And as long as we keep saying, well, we still need to support her, I ain't supporting that crap. You want me to tell you what my daughter would say if I said that to her? Yes, Samira, guess what? This girl threw away her Olympic dreams to go smoke weed. Oh, but we should still support her. My daughter would say, we got a standard. It's called excellence. She shouldn't smoke the weed. And
well, you know what?
And not, wait. We will do better raising our kids like that than with this ridiculous ass, oh, it's okay, laissez-faire, anything goes attitude. That's not getting us nowhere. We've been doing that for freaking 100 years.
Okay,
it don't work.
I don't know Sha'Carri Richardson. I don't know her background, if her father was there, a strong male figure, her security. I don't know if her mother raised her. Well, your daughter, in your case, Brandon, she can go to you because you are there. But I don't know this young lady in regards to her father, if he was there. But at this point, the damage has been done. And at this point, either you with her or you're not with her. But at this point, you don't have it. I agree with you in regards to
why she didn't go to her coach. Why did she go ask her coach, do you think I should smoke weed a month out? That's like a father figure. The girl just went and did something stupid that cost her everything. And you know what you should do? You should look at her and tell your kids, look, don't be like her. She was dumb when it counted. Instead of this, see, because now you got the next generation. Oh, it's okay. I go out and do dumb stuff. While the white kids and the Asians, you think that's what an Asian parent is telling their kid? But that's who your kid got to go compete against in the world. And you wonder why we lose it. Because we set our kids up with this, oh, there's always another chance. And sometimes there's not another chance.
Well, that's unfair.
Somebody's brains out.
Well, that's unfair too, Brandon, to bring up Chinese kids and to bring up other kids from other cultures. We dealing with the black. We bringing up the black culture, and you know how our black culture is. We still trying to get our ducks right. We still trying as a race of people trying to get ourselves out of a deficit before we can be compared to the Chinese culture.
But
they may not be bad enough. They may not.
But honey, the problem is the world is still moving. We still got to compete with these other people, and they're not gonna wait till we get it together. They're not gonna wait till we're gonna wait for the black race to get it together. They still making moves and moving.
No. I know we're not waiting for the black race to get it together. And she is an example for any of the youngsters that's coming up behind her to know that this is an example and this is what not to do. I'm not generalizing it, saying we got to wait till we get our act together to understand what the rules are. But she too, we don't have to wait as a culture, but I'm just saying with her being tatted up and marijuana coming into the mix, that is permeated through our culture, period, whether it's male, female, especially with the young people. So the stock that you're getting today, she is part of that stock. And yes, I agree, Adonis, and I agree, Brandon, that any other young lady coming up in that track and field or any sports for Olympics or great opportunity to represent us in the United States, or however you want to word it, let her be a lesson learned.
Dinus, my dad is in jail for life, in prison, since I was like 10 years old. I left my mom's house when I was 13 years old. I never smoked weed. Never. I've been shot at. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of stuff. I never was like, yo, I'm just going to go pick up a blunt. Like, we all came up rough. Bad things happen every day. But I'm never going to excuse pure lack of discipline. She done lost to China in the sprint now because she ain't even going to be in it. You know what I'm saying? And there's this saying in sports, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And part of hard work is being disciplined. What did Nipsey Hussle say? Dedication. She wasn't really as dedicated to track as she was to out doing what she wanted to do. Because her whole life she didn't have coaches. Or you don't get to that level, honey, without having a lot of strong people around you to motivate you. She could have went to her coach. I'm sure there's a lot of mentors around her and just said, look, man, I'm thinking about smoking weed right now, and I need somebody to stop me. You on the ledge right now. You feel me? She just didn't do it. And I just want to tell everybody, don't be like her. There's no excuse. There's no excuse for that. It's wrong. It's wrong. And she's wrong. And she let her people down, and she let everybody around her down. Just like when Justin Gatlin got popped. He was dead wrong. Didn't nobody make an excuse for him. But all of a sudden, she's only human. No, not in the Olympics. It's only once every 4 years. It ain't like she couldn't take a hiatus. She could smoke weed 3 years and then go qualify for the Olympics. She didn't have discipline. That's it.
Well, maybe you should have been her coach.
I ain't talking to that heifer. She take that weed.
Oh, come on, Brandon. Come on, Brandon.
Come on, dude.
Come on, let's not name call. Guys, hit that like button.
At the end of the day, I totally agree with the point that Brenda was making, as well as the point that Honey is making. That she definitely stands out as an example, and I hope that we are able to tell the story well to our youth to help propel them to living at a higher standard. But at the same time, at the very same time, as I 100% believe in that, we also have to not ignore the amount of trauma that we are dealing with, and the reason why marijuana use, the reason why a lot of the negative aspects of our community are so prevalent. A lot of it is a psychological process of dealing with trauma. And it's good that you Brandon, that you didn't smoke ever. I've never smoked ever. But at the same time, I am definitely not typical of the community that I come from. I do not have the same lifestyle that most of the people from where I come from have. And I thank God that I have the mindset and the lifestyle that I have. But at the same time, I never lose touch with understanding why they've done what they've done, even if I don't agree with what they've done.
Very well said. Is that Ochi? Ochi? I'm sorry.
Oche.
Okay, very well said. That, yes, excellent.
I don't understand why Tiger Woods do what he do. But guess what? I know one thing: Tiger Woods gonna show up on game day ready to hit that ball. That's it. So we don't. It's not our job to understand what they do. It's our job to, once they show that they can't be disciplined, we just gotta, look, man, just think of all the little girls who looked up to this girl, man. Like, do we think about the psychological trauma it's gonna have on them? Like, now you got so many, there's probably some kids who are gonna quit track now. All they're gonna do is take it away in the end. Like, I'm not joking. We always trying to excuse some ridiculousness, man. Let's go support the other girls who didn't smoke weed and hope they win. Why are we even talking about this girl? She clearly wants to smoke weed more than she wants to run track. Like, if you play sports, Dynas, sports is unforgiving. Very unforgiving. So it's a meritocracy. You feel me? From the second she started breaking records, they start looking at those samples that she gave to USADA. Like, let's see if there's anything on this strenuous. She knew that. She knew what she had the capability of doing. If she ran a 10.8, she's run a 10.8 before. So the first time she ran a 10.8, she should have said, you know what, I got to put the weed down because they're going to be after me. You know what I'm saying?
She should have moved smart.
It's so sad on the national stage she did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's there's no excuse. The Jamaican girls are in Jamaica where weed is everywhere, and they find a way not to go get high, dude. You went out like a sucker, man. Sha'Carri, let me say her name right. She went out like a sucker, dog.
Well, I'll say this for the record, and I'll say it real quickly. I have tried smoking some cannabis.
I have,
and I did puff on a cigarette. I ain't too self-righteous, and it wasn't for me. It didn't feel good. I didn't feel good. I got sick. I threw up in the third. But one thing I did notice in regards to this young lady, I think that somehow I picked up intuitively what I felt as I seen her racing. She's a bit arrogant, and maybe perhaps I could call it like she's a little bit like. And
Well, that's
correct me
fine.
if you see wrong.
Arrogant. You can be arrogant. I have no problem with her.
Her
No,
to me, her arrogancy
arrogant.
was on the air of you got to have humility too. You can be the greatest, but if you don't have humility, you lack humility, then sometimes errors like what she's going through can occur. If you think you bigger than life, if you think you bigger than everything, you can do everything, you can do whatever you want, then sometimes that influences your decisions. So perhaps in her head, she thought, "Well, I'm gonna hit this blunt and I'm gonna still win."
Yeah, no, I detected. I feel like she was a little arrogant too. You know, I don't knock nobody for arrogance because I'm arrogant. You know what I'm
I
saying?
love confidence.
But when you arrogant, like you got to make sure all the bases is covered. Like, you feel me? Like I can't go. Look, it was one thing my coach used to say in football. Don't freaking go put on no visor on your helmet and then go out and give.
If you ain't gonna hit nobody. Right. Same thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I go in and I put a visor on, he was like, "You better get 5 sacks." Because if you don't, I'm gonna personally take that damn piece of crap off your face, of your face. So she was a little bit arrogant, but it was just like, you know, what's done in the dark, it comes to light. And one thing about Sha'Carri,
I agree.
she proved she doesn't have no integrity, because integrity means you do the right thing even when no one's around, even when you feel like you're not gonna get caught. She may have talent, but she got no discipline. She got no integrity. That's the same like these people who be scamming people. They got no integrity. So I'm glad she's not going to be in the Olympics, because all it was going to be is some other type of embarrassing thing later on. You know what I'm saying? Like Justin Gatlin is my favorite sprinter of all times. We got popped. I said, look, he's tripping. He's tripping. I didn't make an excuse for him, and I'm not going to make one for Sha'Carri. I really wanted her to beat Shelly Ann Price, man. I can't stand that Jamaican chick. But guess what? She let us all down, dude. Disappointment.
Go ahead, Alan.
I'm with Brandon on that.
Go ahead, Alan. Alan, we can't hear you. Alan, we can't hear you. We can't hear you, Alan. We can't hear you. That's that Obama phone. You got the last of the Obama phones, Alan.
You almost made me spit my tea out.
Yeah, are you telling me Biden ain't giving away phones, Alan? All right, go ahead, honey.
Oh, I was just I was waiting for Alan.
Yeah.
But I agree with Brandon on that. Very well said in regards to, you know, seeing the history and the outcome of other athletes who, you know, made the choice. You have a choice, you know, and when you make that choice and then, you know, it cost you, then that's on you. And I'm with Brandon in regards to that.
We'll wait for Alan to call back in, guys. If you want to call in, we'll take a couple more callers. Links in the chat room. Again, link is in the chat room. Click on the link.
And while we're waiting and all that, I'll be in Africa soon, so I'm going home. I'll be home.
Somebody said integrity has nothing to do with smoking weed. Like, clearly that person doesn't understand the correlation between rules. Like, there's a rule that you can't smoke weed. You knew you couldn't do that. You did it in secrecy thinking you wouldn't get caught. I think you'll probably steal something out of my damn house if I leave you there by yourself, because you have a mentality like, as long as I'm not going to get caught, I'm going to do it. And you knew there was a chance of you getting caught. That was the worst. So that's what we don't understand. Rules are rules. It doesn't matter whether there are no moral victories. The girl's not going to run to, like, Shelly Ann Fraser-Price is probably going to retire now. And you know what people will always be able to say? Shelly Ann Fraser-Price would have beat her. She couldn't beat her. Why? Because she blew it. She smoked it off. No pun intended, but she blew it. Like, just smoking some weed.
She blew it like Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, Alan. Go ahead, Alan.
All right, you can hear me now, right?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right, cool. My I feel bad for her because she reminds me so much of my students here in Baltimore, Baltimore City. There are so many Sha'Carris that are here, and to see somebody who's on the cusp of doing something and then to just lose it all for a very simple mistake, I have a problem with that. I'm of two minds about this. There's a part of me that agrees wholeheartedly with Brandon in that I have a job, a second job that I have in addition to teaching, where if I get busted during a piss test, I lose my job, period. And so that is life. That is something that, you know, people have to deal with in life. It doesn't matter if you're an Olympian or not. But at the same time, here in Maryland, we have so many. I have dispensaries all around me where they have weed and everything, all in dispensaries. People making money off it.
Alan, let me ask you this: are those dispensaries black owned?
Most of them are not. I know some people who do own some.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, goodness. Go ahead. Oh, we lost them. All right.
Hey, somebody in the comments said her smoking weed is not gonna knock her away from her talent. Man, when people say stuff like that, you just know that they've never done sport.
You don't understand the number of brothers and sisters I know. Or in fact, you don't understand the number of teammates I had at the University of Georgia who lost millions because of weed. Let's get the hell out of here, man. Yeah, they just don't. Yeah.
Stupid. Look at Ricky Williams.
Yeah.
Ricky Williams threw his whole damn football career away just because he couldn't stop hitting that blunt. Like, people don't understand what benefit is being able to run fast unless you run in track, bro. It don't benefit you unless you're gonna chase down thugs in downtown Atlanta. But other than that, it's not gonna get you no money. So you're gonna basically take away the one thing you love to do because you want to smoke weed, dog. Like, anybody can roll up a blunt and smoke it. Like, it takes zero talent to do that. Like,
man, what happened to
Allen got that Metro cricket.
Yeah.
That's all messed up.
But yeah, and then somebody they're gonna say, why wasn't the punishment the same for Michael Phelps? Michael Phelps got suspended. He just had better timing. He smoked his weed when the Olympics were coming up.
Okay, well, somebody said, I'm just going back through the comments. Is it WM West Coast 1980? He said, honey, track and field are individual sports. It's about you and only you. But
That's
in
right.
the Olympics, so it's directly you, but indirectly it's the Olympics.
Bam, she failed her team too. That's what somebody just said. She failed her team. Like, and I love situations like this because you just know the people who really have no discipline and really they don't give a damn about nobody but them, right? Because that girl got a whole country pushing her. You know what I'm saying? USADA's not controlled by the United States like that. You know, so you let the whole country down. You know what I'm saying? Imagine Ali getting popped, you know, before a major fight. Like, you just don't do that, man. Go smoke. You can smoke all the cigarettes you want. Go smoke that.
Yeah, just wait till after the Olympic Games is over, right?
Right. I guess Allen. I guess we lost Allen. You know that. Like I said, that Obama phone. Yeah, having issues with that Obama phone.
Now, Kashasta Zulu said she got an ego like a man. That's a big ego. That's a lot of testosterone.
You need a big ego to do what you do. Track is a very intimidating sport. Like, to get out there and run against people.
I'm not mad about the ego. Have a big ego.
Now, like Tausi, I think it's Tausi or Tausi. She's not arrogant. She is just your typical South Dallas girl. I guess y'all know how they roll in Dallas. Texas, everything go big.
So A-Town, we're beta males because we're talking about how a woman was not disciplined to smoke weed before a major event that she knew was coming and she knew the rules. That makes us beta males. See, you're the type of woman who's not married, I guarantee that. And you're just not going to benefit anybody in no real way because you think everything is an attack, a personal attack. You know, you don't like discipline. You know, so good luck with that.
Go ahead, Rami Peso. There's an echo coming from you, and you need to turn off the replay. Rami Peso, you got to turn off the playback.
Okay, dog. My bad.
All right, go ahead.
My bad.
Go ahead.
You hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Go
cool,
ahead.
cool. Um, she gonna be all right, man. Brandon, man, you need to calm down, dog. Just calm down. Go drink some Kool-Aid or something, man. You know, get your chick sandwich and just calm down, dog. She gonna be okay, man. Trust me. I think this is a wake up call for her. You know, her smoking weed. I think get around the right people. Plus, she got a great manager, Ronaldo Nehemiah, which is an Olympian, played in the NFL. They gonna sit her down, and they gonna tell her how much money she done lost, and they gonna do this and she gonna get right. Trust me, she gonna get
How's
right.
my internet better than yours and I'm in Africa, dude? Just answer that question.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I'm in
All right.
because
Bro,
I'm in
listen,
Africa
just because you say she's
because
gonna
I'm
be
in
all right,
Africa
she's
too.
gonna be all right.
Africa
Hey,
too.
hey, Rami, let's do this, man. If you can call back because your internet is just, I
Rami, do
want to
you
hear it,
smoke
but
weed?
hold on. All
Look,
right. Yeah, it's just the
listen,
connection was just too bad. I can't.
guys,
Rami, I wasn't trying to be
they're gonna
rude,
say,
man. The connection too good.
Rami
they're gonna say,
Peso, I want to hear what he got to say. He made an
It is the
interesting point.
connection is the connection's so bad on his end
Okay,
though. But
I got
listen,
you.
listen. The whole thing, oh, you're fat, whatever, right? I'm not running track. And when I played sports, I didn't get popped for smoking weed. I didn't go out like a sucker. You feel me? Like people expose that they just have no discipline. The dude thinks because he says she gonna be all right with an extra heavy southern accent that like that's just gonna really happen. Dude, what tell me about what you know that I don't know where you can guarantee that she's gonna be okay. How much weed are you smoking, dude? Like somebody tell somebody don't do something as an example. You know, like, and these people are raising kids. And then we wonder why our younger generations come out so messed up. Everything's all right. Oh, big mama, I'm gonna hug you, and everything gonna be okay. That's not the way the world works, dude. That's not the way the world works. You can't even get clear internet. And I'm supposed to take your word for it? Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Damn.
But I know about winning. I'm a world champion. So I know about winning. And I won in a sport
Hang
where
on for
you
a
get
second. I'll be in there.
you
Yeah.
get
I'll be right
tested,
back.
but you get tested. And I never got popped. And I went and won my championship. You know, fighting hard, something you could never do. So don't tell me like everyone's done it. Like, but you guys literally just don't understand discipline. Like all of you guys patting Sha'Carri on the back is not gonna get her to Tokyo. It's not. Look at Maurice Claret. Everybody's like, he's gonna be all right. Look, he has in prison because he got that. Oh, it's gonna be all right mentality. She's tripping.
Well, at the end of the day, she didn't lose the Olympic race as far as on the track, but she did lose the whole opportunity. You know, my prayers are up for her. You know, I do pray for her. I pray for all the Olympians. I love all the races. I watch them all. I watch them all. I love them all. I love sports, period, point blank, in regards to that. So, you know, I just pray for everyone. I pray that, you know, the young ladies see this. They understand, you know, listen to your coach, stay disciplined, stay focused, you know, represent from a moral perspective and an opportunity perspective. And you know, and just it's easier to learn from somebody else's mistakes. So I'm gonna leave it right there for me.
Okay.
Let me say this, Dynas. Let me
Go
say
ahead.
this. Sha'Carri was getting unprecedented levels of praise and encouragement. Clearly, that was not enough to keep her from hitting that pipe or smoking that weed, right? So now you got to go into the next phase. And honey, what's the next phase when positive reinforcement don't work? What's the next phase?
If positive reinforcement don't work, you know, you may have to. Somebody gonna have to go strong on you.
You got to get the tough love.
That's
so what
right.
I'm giving her is the tough love. Maybe your
I
mom and daddy
agree.
never gave you that, but I got a daughter and I like to think I raised her right. When positive reinforcement fails, tough love must take precedent. When mama can't raise the boy up no more, she got to send him to his daddy.
Yes.
And so when you guys are saying, why are you downing her? I'm not downing her. I didn't call her a loser or a failure or she'll never win another race. I told her I identified what her issues were. I identified what she needs to work on. Clearly, her work is the place she needs the most work is not on the track.
Mm-hmm.
It's right here.
Right.
Immaturity.
Right.
And you guys show immaturity when you try to take constructive criticism and tough love as a personal attack. I don't know her, but I guarantee you if she would have had me in a room with her, she wouldn't have smoked no damn weed. I would have freaking slapped that shit out of her hands. Probably went to jail for assault. But she wouldn't have smoked no weed. You would have sat there and lit the end of the blunt for go ahead, dog. It's gonna be all right, like the one dude was on here before. That's why we where we are today. Because everybody wants to be nice. You don't give a shit about Sha'Carri. All you care about is trying to get a chance to come at me for telling her what's right. Hopefully she'll listen. Go ahead.
Well, Brandon is kind of like Serena Venus Williams' dad. You know, Serena Williams and Venus Williams' dad was on it, and it was tough love, and it was discipline and focus. And you know what? Sometimes it does take a strong father to get you, to keep you in that winning, you know, path. So, you know, I don't know if Sha'Carri, if she had her pops there or not, or uncle or her coach or whoever. But again, Brandon, they should have recruited you.
Mm-hmm.
She did good enough. It's just money, man. You guys are, man, we got some real losers in our community.
Yeah, I don't get it. But what we'll do, we'll go ahead and start going and close out. Brandon, anything else you'd like to share in closing?
Listen, man, we just know that a lot of our people have a loser mindset. Oh, it's okay. It's just money. Don't worry about it. That's why you're going to get fired from your job when the Mexican manager come in, because you got that it's okay, it don't matter attitude about everything.
Yeah, don't slip up.
Weed is hurting our community. Weed is hurting our community. Just because something is lawful does not mean it's right. I think it says that in the Bible, right? Just because something is lawful doesn't mean that it's advantageous. I think Paul said that, right? I don't know. My Bible quotes are all late here. But the thing is, that's what we need to think about. Just because it's lawful does not mean it's advantageous. Mm-hmm. And even if your parents didn't raise you right, and so you're lost forever, just don't give your kids that mindset. It's okay, baby. It don't matter. You rob 15 banks, but mama still love you. No, you raise losers to do crazy, heinous acts like that. Tough love is needed in cases like this. She needs to let me be her life coach. She would have went to Tokyo, destroyed the Olympics, and made some biscuits from scratch. And that's all I gotta say.
And then smoke some blunt afterwards she could have smoked the blunt to celebrate.
Oh yeah. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family.
Peace, love, perfection. Thank y'all. God bless.